Like vocals we just seen before, drums are also difficult to compress in the mix because they are essentially transients. These transients give the specific sound of the drums and percussions. So we must not kill these transients. From that, we already know that attack time is very important for drums compression, because we know that a fast attack on the compressor gives less transient, whereas a slow attack preserves better the transients. We better have to choose this second option here. Release time is also very important. We set it by ear to match with the tempo of the song and to preserve the fullness and the rhythm of the drums. In most cases, we will choose a fast release time. Concerning the compressors we can use on drums, as usual, there's no rules. But it's true that because of their punchy and aggressive nature, fat compressors are quite popular. On a bus, SSL bus compressors do a very good job too. And my favorite is the Neve 33609. It sounds incredible for the punch and the depth of the drums. Let's see that in action now on a bus. The compressor is bringing the glue to this bus and gives it a thick, bold and punchy sound, and this result is partly created by the settings of attack and release. On 1176 compressors, 1 is slow and 7 is fast, so here we set the slowest attack and the fastest release, and these are classical settings for compressing drums. Let's listen again touching these knobs and see what happens. When we go too far, we lose impact and punch. With the fast attack, we flatten the drums because we crush the transients. With a too slow release, we smash and muffle the sound because the compressor takes too much time to recover. So what we need to remember here is that attack and release are very important when compressing drums. In order to have a thick and punchy sound, it's better to have a slow attack and fast release. It's very common to compress the drum bus following these fundamentals to bring glue and bite, but of course all of this work also great on individual drum elements, like boosting the sound of a kick or a snare. Parallel compression is also very common on drums. It's another great way to muscle them and make them cut through the mix while making the compression more transparent. An advantage of parallel compression is that on each send, so on each parallel track, we can give different tones depending on which compressor we use, and it's great to add that to the signal. So we can experiment adding one parallel track, maybe two, even three. A technique that works also great for clap, snare, kick, and more is to combine an EQ on the insert with a compressor on the send. For instance, with a kick, with the EQ on the insert, depending on what we are working, we can boost the lows and the high mids, then parallel compress, and finally add that to the kick. On another mix, maybe we would add some low mids. It all depends on what we hear and what we feel. Let's see that with this EQ, the Beta Maker, and the compressor I love on a parallel chain, the DBX 160, available with waves and UAD, perfect to add a little smack on the drums and an extra punchy touch. I can also combine EQ plus compression on the send. If I want to accentuate the low mids on the kick, I can boost this area with EQ. and then compress. And add that to the kick. In another case, maybe I would accentuate the high mids or another part of the signal. Again, it all depends on what you hear and what you feel. We have to let each song speak to us, and each song speaks differently. There will always be different elements hitting differently at different times. So it all depends on what you feel, it all depends on the vibe. Here are some techniques to experiment to spice up your drums and give them more impact on the mix. Again, an infinity of possibilities here with the variety of compressors that exist that we can use in series on the inserts to enjoy the unique characteristics of each compressor. Parallel compression is also great for that, to add unique tones if we use multiple sends with different compressors, if we combine multiple effects on the parallel chain, etc. So again, no rules, we can use the popular techniques seen on this video, but we can also experiment everything.